like Giants fans are pining over Arch Manning. Like he's the second coming of Tom Brady. Like let everyone create their own legacy. And same thing for Abdul Carter. I don't know what number Jackson Dart is going to wear, but create your own path here.
Can we let Arch Manning play a full season in the SEC, please?
I can't with the Arch stuff.
Can we, I mean, against Louisiana Monroe, he was 15 for 29, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, he let him play a full season in the SEC, please. Instead of 3 games with 1, he played against some division, FCS school, and he had a really good game. I'm not saying that Arch can't be great, but can we at least let him play a year before we dub him Tom Brady? Everybody is so quick to maim these rookies or these collegiate prospects, the next LT, the next Tom Brady. Can they be themselves first?
I also think it's not fair to the players too. Like let them live their life and try to create their own path. We don't I think it's one thing to do when they do the draft profiles, they do the NFL comparison, like Jackson Dart's was Jalen Hurts. So I think that's helpful from a comp perspective, but we're not out here thinking that Jackson Dart is going to be the next Jalen Hurts. Like our hope is that he's just going to be a really good football player for the Giants. He doesn't have to try and be Eli Manning or Jalen Hurts because he went to Ole Miss and he's a Giant, or that's his comparison. Yes, it's these guys have enough pressure on them. Jeez. Exactly.
By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much. Hit that subscribe button for us, hit the like button, and it helps us out amazingly. We're over 4,400 subscribers. Really appreciate it. You can also check us out on Apple, Spotify, and Amazon Music. If you kind of leave a 5-star review for us on Apple, all those links to those media outlets and the podcasts are in the description. So if you're catching us on a replay, you can also catch us on those media outlets as well. Let's try to get through these as fast as we can because I have a tendency to ramble, and I just like to talk about the Giants because I'm excited for once. And like I said, it'll probably wear off in September, but for now, it's fun. Eddie, thank you so much. The problem is you can't guarantee we'll have a good enough spot next year for a good quarterback, especially if we're healthy with our new additions. Facts. I don't. At
least the Falcons don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Also, people shitting on the Giants for moving to 25. Why is everyone should be ripping apart the Falcons? They got so much shit last year. This year, what they did is 100 times worse. They deserve to be shit on relentlessly.
They're irrelevant. They're not even worth shitting on. They're the Falcons.
And granted, it was a much bigger jump. They were at 46. The Giants were at 34. But still, you gave up a few. If the Falcons, I think they probably will make the playoffs. But it's entirely possible they don't. If they miss the playoffs, that could be a top 10 pick next year. You gave up to jump up to 26 for an edge. I don't know. I thought they gave up way too much.
Why don't you help your rookie quarter, or you're going to be a second-year quarterback, I guess. Why don't you help Micah Penix help?
Yeah.
Right. It's such a deep edge class, too. I don't know. Their GM is drunk on draft night. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
I don't think he does either. Maybe a dang. You wanted everybody to see that 32 teams didn't see. Yeah, we kind of covered that.
Talking about Sanders?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we'll see what happens. At the end of the day, his draft spot's not going to matter. We're going to see what happens on the field next year or the year after that when he gets to play. So we'll see. But, yeah, obviously, teams didn't love him. Didn't love him enough to take him in the first round.
Well, that's the thing, baby. And I think what we see is one thing. We're not in those interviews. I mean, we don't know what he did. We don't know what he said. I didn't know the story about the videographer.
I didn't either.
So
me either.
There was a chat in here in the live chat from GT for Life 29 saying Todd McShay said on his podcast, and I can't solidify this. I didn't see the podcast, but I'll take his word for it, saying Todd McShay said in his podcast that Shedeur didn't learn the install package and was unprepared at his workout with the Giants, and Dave's called him out and was back and forth about it. That's what the comment says. So I'm going to have to find that podcast.
Well, I mean, Todd McShay is a reliable source, so it's not just some Joe Schmo on Twitter giving you that. So that would make sense. I mean,
and Dable's tough on the quarterback. So if he didn't come prepared, I could absolutely see Dable ripping him a new one.
Giovanni says, give Joe Schoen his flowers. I think we have. Anthony's definitely been very open to criticizing. He thought he's done a good job. I certainly had my doubts, but I really do think the last 2 years done a good job. And I'm still on board with Joe Schoen. I know that Hard Knocks thing made him look bad, and I get it. And then I start worrying about, do the players believe in this guy or whatever? Maybe it's just me being optimistic. I don't know. I still believe in the guy. I still think he can make it work. But if, this is his last hurrah. If it don't work this year, his flowers are going to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just,
I'll give him his first off, like you said, I think he had a good year last year in terms of the draft. I think he had a really good free agency this year in terms of the way that he operated. He brought in a lot of young guys. He filled needs, talented players. And the draft, I wait to judge for 3 or 4 years. But in terms of what his plan was, what he did, the minimum amount that he had to give up to go up and get the quarterback of his choosing, I think he did a really good job. I think one thing you could say about Joe Schoen, the trades don't always work out, perhaps, but I think he's done. He understands how to get good value out of trades. I think that's you could say that about Joe Schoen. I don't think he gave up too much for Darren Waller. Waller didn't work, but you basically flipped what you got for Kadarius Toney for him. He understands value. I'll say that about Joe Schoen. And I thought the trade last night was good too. The trades don't always work out. I thought the Hyatt trade was pretty good. They didn't give up too much to move up to get Hyatt. He didn't pick the right player. But I think you could say that about Joe Schoen. He does get good value out of trades.
Well, maybe he did pick the right player and he didn't have the right quarterback. We'll find out this year.
Yeah.
Anthony called that too. Pick number 99 was going to be on the trade block.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
he
loved
did.
that trade. I knew he was gonna, whether he was trading 99 for a veteran or for a quarterback, whatever. There was no way the Giants were picking at 99. But I love that trade. I think the value is great, especially because what they gave up next year is only a 3rd round pick. It's so easy to get 3rd round picks back in trades. And in fact, if the Giants have one free agent leave next offseason, whether that's Jermaine Illuminor, whoever's impending next year, they sign a contract, the Giants are going to get that 3rd round pick right back. So I think it was a really, really good deal there. I love the trade compensation that the Giants gave up.
You did a good job. JJ, and thank you, brother. Some think the G-Men won the night. Go G-Men. Some people did give the Giants very high grades on what they accomplished.
I think it's hard not to. I mean, again, the grades don't really matter right now, but I think it's hard not to based off of what they were able to get. I mean, Abdul Carter, the first or second best player in the draft, and they got the quarterback of their choosing without having to give up too much to go up and get him. So I think it's hard not to give them a good grade.
I agree. I mean, they had a plan and they executed it. Like you said, Chris, maybe it's the wrong players, but the plan execution was great.